So far, a weather report shows conditions will be excellent for liftoff at the Cape Canaveral launch pad in Florida. On December 15, SpaceX made history by launching both a recycled orbital rocket and spacecraft for the first time. The Dragon capsule was towing nearly 5,000 pounds of supplies to the ISS, including a barley experiment for Budweiser. Once again, the firm's Falcon 9 first stage managed to land itself back on the launch pad, touching down gently to mark its second successful trip to and from space, with just a 6-month turnaround. The satellite is a low Earth orbit satellite, meaning it would orbit within the boundaries necessary for spy and military communications satellites, according to Sky News. But very little is known about the mission, codenamed Zuma, as no commercial or government entity has claimed it. Even the branch of the U.S. government responsible for spy satellites, the National Reconnaissance Office, is public about payloads it launches via SpaceX, though it always keeps the details classified. It's set to launch this Thursday atop a Falcon 9 rocket, which will eventually return to a different launch pad at the facility. The launch was arranged by Northrop Grumman, who has revealed little details on its purpose, according to Space. These missions were also secretive and unclaimed by any government entity. The PAN satellite was used by the National Security Agency to spy on conversations routed through communications satellites above the Middle East, according to documents obtained by The Intercept last year. SpaceX made history in March when it achieved the first-ever reuse of an orbital-class booster, which CEO Elon Musk had deemed a huge revolution for spaceflight. Reusable rockets would cut costs and waste in the space industry, which currently loses millions of dollars in jettisoned machinery after each launch. The Indian Space Agency also hopes to develop its own frugal shuttle, as it seeks to cash in on a huge and lucrative demand from other countries to send up their satellites after a successful test launch in February. In September, the U.S. Air Force's X-37B program launched a secret robotic mini-shuttle via a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. While other rocket makers ditch the boosters at sea following orbital missions, SpaceX expects to reuse the booster to save time and money.